Welcome back to OT Sports. Today we got, as promised, our Week 2 Top 25 college football rankings. And we have the new and improved version of this. Now, last week it was still how we did last year, but now we changed how we're going to, talk about it and present it. I like this way a lot better. I hope you guys do too. And yeah, we could just probably just hop right in. One thing I forgot to mention, I didn't really know what to put for this right side. So if you guys want to let me know what you think would look good, I just put the schedule. I know it looks a little weird, because I had to zoom it in a little, but yeah, I didn't really know what to throw on the right side. So as you can see, the ranking at the top, number 25, we got Tulane. And looking at last week, they actually looked very good against South Alabama. I kind of thought this would be a close game. Usually, South Alabama has a pretty good team, but Tulane seemed to hold their own. They looked very good, very solid, winning by 20. And their upcoming game is against the Ole Miss Rebels. They have it at home. Now this game is looking to be probably the second best game of the week, behind Texas and Alabama, of course. But this game is going to be a very competitive game. I think Tulane has a big advantage with it being at home, and I've been very back and forth on who I think is going to win this game. In my season prediction video, I had Tulane actually winning, but I don't know. I've kind of been leaning towards Ole Miss recently. I'm going to stick with my gut and take Tulane. I think they win 34-31, but I don't know. This could definitely go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if either team won. Ole Miss is probably the more talented team, but Tulane at home, they're probably going to sell out. And I don't know. They looked really good last week. So did Ole Miss, but I don't know. I feel like the home field advantage is going to be a big factor in this game. So I'm going to take Tulane 34-31. Number 24, we got a big fall from the Clemson Tigers. And yeah, I have them here at 24. Yeah, they did not impress against Duke Monday night. They looked very bad. They would have drives where they would they just kept turning the ball over. Like, it did not look good for Clemson. Now at Duke, I said this was going to be a tough game for them. I did not predict them to lose, but I said it was going to be a close game, especially at Duke. Um, but yeah, Duke just in the second half, Clemson just couldn't do really anything. Duke kind of put it on them late, and yeah, Clemson just looked bad. Cade Klubnik or Cade Klubnik, he did not look very good. And I mean, Duke isn't all that talented of a team. Clemson definitely has the talent advantage. And yeah, Duke just got a lot of turnovers. It felt like, at least, Clemson actually had the ball for longer than Duke did. Duke just, I don't know, they took care of business. Clemson had a lot of um, red zone opportunities, and they just couldn't score. Will Shipley looked good, but the rest of the team did not. So I have them here at 24, moving down 12, and not a good start to the season for them. Now against Charleston Southern, I think they rebound pretty nicely. I mean, it's Charleston Southern. They shouldn't struggle. If they do, then if they struggle with this team, then that is definitely a problem, for sure. If they struggle, they're not going to be in the top 25 next week. I can guarantee you that. Even if they end up winning, I mean, they're right at the bottom here. I was considering putting them at 25, but I didn't want to have the same as the AP poll, so I kept them, or not kept them, but well, I kept them ahead of Tulane. Um, so yeah, I got Clemson at 24. 23, I got the team that just beat them, the Duke Blue Devils, and they looked good. Now Clemson obviously didn't look good, but I mean Duke went out and beat them, a team that's not really known to have a good football program. They went out and beat one of the most, I mean, one of the best college football programs in Clemson, and yeah, they really impressed me. I was not expecting them to win that game, but they went out and shocked the world, beat Clemson. So yeah, I think they deserve to be in the top 25 after a big win like that. And looking at their schedule, these next three games should all be wins. Their next tough game is versus Notre Dame. Now that's going to be a very, very tough game. They do have it at home though. Now look a little farther ahead. At Florida State, at Louisville, at North Carolina, those will all be pretty tough games. Um, but I mean, this week against Lafayette, I think they should be able to win that game. I have them 37-7. Uh, I don't know what the spread is in this game. I can't imagine it's anything under like 24. So yeah, I have Duke winning and taking care of business. Number 22, I got Texas A&M staying where they were last week, and yeah, they looked good. They did play against New Mexico, so they started off a little slow, but that was kind of the theme for most teams. Most teams kind of started off slow and kind of started to pick it up as the game went on. But yeah, Texas A&M took care of business against New Mexico. Now looking at this game this week, at Miami might be tough for them. Now I know Miami's not the best team. They're not supposed to have a great year, but at Miami, it's a tough game going to Miami. So I think it will be closer than most people would expect it to. I do think Texas A&M wins, but I think Miami sticks around for probably 3 quarters. Texas A&M kind of pulls away late. So yeah, I have it 33-21 final score, but it could definitely be closer. I think this is gonna be a very competitive game. Number 21, we got the team that everyone wants to talk about, the Colorado Buffaloes. I have them moving up 5. They weren't ranked last week. They were one of the teams I did in my season preview video. I did 33 teams, which is kind of a random number. But I just did the top 25 teams and then 8 other teams I wanted to include. So they were one of them. I think I had them going 6-6. But they picked up a very big win at TCU. Went into TCU, were 21-point underdogs, and had a lot of people doubting them, saying all the transfers weren't going to work. Coach Prime wasn't going to do anything. Now this win is a very big win for their program. Obviously, TCU is a very good football team. And I think Coach Prime is going to do great things for this program. Maybe not like he might not, win like 9 games first year, but in the future, I could definitely see Colorado being a very good team. So yeah, they looked very good against TCU in a shootout style of game, but they came out on top. So yeah, they looked very good. Nebraska coming into Colorado. This game's at it seems at a noon game, which is weird. So it'll be 10 a.m. in Colorado. Colorado's favored by 3. I think they win by a little more than that, but I do think this is going to be a closer game. Not as close as last week, but I think Colorado should be able to win still in their home opener. Number 20, I got Wisconsin. I don't have them moving. They didn't look too good against Buffalo, if I'm being honest, especially in the first half. They started off kind of slow, so I didn't move them. They did end up winning by 21, but they didn't look all that impressive. At Washington State, coming up this week. Now, this is a game I am a little worried about for Wisconsin. I think this is going to be a very, very close game, and I could definitely see Washington State winning this. It's a far travel. It's at 6:30. I could definitely see Washington State upsetting them here, especially because Wisconsin didn't look all that good. I do think they win, but I think it's very, very close. This is definitely one of those games where I could see. I'm putting Wisconsin on upset alert this week. I could definitely see them losing this game, but I think they win just barely. I think they hold on, but very, very close, I think. Ole Miss at 19. I moved them down one. Not really for any reason. They just, I don't know. I wanted to put other teams ahead of them, so yeah, I just moved them down one. It's not that big of a deal. 18-19, not any difference. They did win 73-7, but it was against Mercer, so you can take what you want from that. I will say they didn't start off slow. 28 points in the first quarter. They didn't need to go out and keep pounding them. Like, they scored 28 in the third quarter, so they are a little padded. But 38-7 at halftime. I mean, it's not like that padded. Obviously, they were gonna destroy Mercer, but um, this week at Tulane, I already discussed this. I think this could obviously go either way, but I think Ole Miss, I think Tulane gets it done. If Ole Miss had it at home, I'd probably take them. I thought about taking them, but I don't know. I just stuck with my gut, so I'm gonna take Tulane. Got Oklahoma moving up 5. They looked good. It was against Arkansas State, kind of similar to Ole Miss's situation. Yeah, I mean they didn't need to keep on going. Uh, they're again, it's a little padded, but when you look at the score at halftime, I mean 45-0. So you know, or wait, was it? No, it wasn't 45. No, wait, no. It was 28 plus 17. I believe is 45. Um, I don't know why. Yeah, 28 plus 17 is 45. So yeah, it was 45-0 at at the half. So it was against Arkansas State. So you could take what you want from that. SMU is um, a decent team. I think they could keep it close for maybe a quarter, but I think Oklahoma takes care of business against SMU. Number 17, I got North Carolina moving up 4 spots. They looked good against South Carolina. I think I had them winning, but South Carolina, I mean, they really didn't look good, especially in that second half. They looked flat. Spencer Rattler looked like he wasn't bad. It was really just the rest of the team around him. South Carolina didn't look all that good. And Drake May, he looked okay. You wanted to see a little more from him, but I mean, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 270 yards, so 24 for 32. I mean, he didn't look bad, but I mean, you want to see a little more from him. He's projected to go top 5 in the draft, but big win for North Carolina going into South Carolina and winning. Pretty good statement game. Telling the country that they're not, an easy win. So good win for them. Upcoming game against Appalachian State, I think they should win pretty easily. I don't see it being how it was last year when App State won 63-61. Um, Number 16, we got Kansas State moving up one spot. And, yeah, they looked, um, they kind of had a similar first half to Ole Miss and Oklahoma, except they laid off in the second half, which, I mean, it's not just because you score 81 points against an FCS team. Talking about Oregon, I mean Oklahoma and Ole Miss too. They scored 73. I mean it's an FCS team, so most teams in the top 25 would do that. Um, Kansas State just you could see in the box score they laid off in the second half. I'm not gonna knock them for not winning by 70 points. Coming up this week, Troy. Troy's not a bad team, but I think Kansas State wins. I think it's a little closer than you would think. Troy's a pretty good Group of Five team, but I think Kansas State should win. They have it at home, so I'll take Kansas State. Oregon State at 15, moving up one. They looked alright against San Jose State. They didn't look, they just looked alright. 42-17. San Jose State kind of, I don't know. This was kind of a weird game. San Jose State scored a lot of their points late, but Oregon State looked pretty good, only allowing 3 points in the first 3 quarters. Uh, that's, that's what you want to see. So uh, that was good, and then their quarterback, he looked pretty good. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 20 for 25, 240 yards. They got UC Davis here. I think this should be a murder. Oregon State should not struggle with this game. Number 14, we got LSU moving down 10 spots. And so the first half against Florida State, they looked good. The second half, they looked like a completely different team. Florida State just absolutely dominated them on all levels in the second half. Yeah, they just looked bad. They got a touchdown in less than 2 minutes left. It didn't matter. So, really, it should be 45-17. But, yeah, Florida State they looked very good. LSU did not. LSU looked good in the first half, but I was going to drop them more, but they looked good in the first half. I don't know what happened in the second half, though. They just looked like a different team. Jaden Daniels had 350 passing yards, 60 rushing yards, a touchdown, and a pick. He had a lot of yards, but he really didn't look all that good. When you look at it was different when you watch it in game, and you're just looking at the box score. I don't know what happened with LSU, to be honest. They just looked completely different in the second half. Home against Grambling State, they should rebounding it a win here. I'm not worried about that. Number 13, Utah. They looked pretty good against Florida without Cam Rising. 24-11. Florida's not like a horrible team. They're always gonna be all right. And Florida had a late touchdown to kind of not really, not like Florida had a touchdown in the fourth quarter. It wasn't like super late. Yeah, but Florida's quarterback is just really bad. That's really all I gotta say. Utah, you could tell they were missing Cam Rising. They couldn't do everything they wanted to do. Going into Baylor this week, this is gonna be a tough game. I don't know if I don't know if Cam Rising is playing. he's not, that will make it even tougher. I don't think he is. I think Utah wins close. I think this is going to be a very, very competitive game. I know Baylor just lost to Texas State, but I don't know. Something about this game. It's definitely on upset alert. Utah. Now, they could definitely prove me wrong. Baylor did not look good. They lost to Texas State, but Baylor's at home now. They're going to get up for this game. And Baylor usually has a pretty good team. And again, they did just lose to Texas State. But I don't know. I just, if Utah had their starting quarterback, I see no problem here. But without him, it's a little different. I think Utah wins close. Number 12, Notre Dame moving up 3 spots, jumping over teams like Utah and jumping over teams like Utah and LSU kind of fell, but I guess only jumping over Utah. But yeah, I got them at number 12. They looked very good the first 2 weeks, and I just realized I have Utah's schedule on Notre Dame, so that's something. So, anyways, but yeah, Notre Dame's looked very good the past 2 weeks, only allowing 6 points over the last 2 games and scoring quite a bit. Now, it was against Navy and Tennessee State. Now they're playing at NC State. This is a real team. We'll see how they do. Sam Hartman's looked good. Their whole team's really been pretty impressive. I know I know they've played nobodies, but at NC State it's a little different. It's a Power 5 team on the road. We'll see how they do. I think NC State can give them a good half, and then Notre Dame starts to pull away. I think Notre Dame wins this one, 34-20. Number 11, we got the Oregon Ducks. They put they played Portland State, so. But yeah, they killed them, and their upcoming game at Texas Tech. This is another one of those games I think could be a little bit worrisome. Now, people are gonna overreact that Texas Tech lost to Wyoming in double overtime, but I wasn't necessarily surprised by that. It was on the road. I thought that game would be close, and Wyoming ended up winning in double overtime. So I wasn't too surprised by that. But I still think Texas Tech is a very good team. I think I had them going 7-5 or 8-4 in my predictions video, and I said this Oregon game could be tough. It's a night game. Texas Tech's got it at home. Oregon's only a 6-point favorite. I think Oregon wins, but I think this is going to be a very close game. I think Texas Tech gives them a fight. Texas Tech is no Portland State, I can tell you that. Oregon could definitely go in there and win by double digits. Wouldn't be shocked, but I think Texas Tech keeps it a little bit closer than Oregon fans would like it to be. Going over to our next team, we're in the top 10 now, and we got Texas. They took care of business against Rice. They didn't look too good in the first half. They looked a little bit better second half, but they didn't look all that special. And everyone wants to talk about this. The upcoming game for this week, going on tomorrow. Texas at Alabama. Now this game is by far the game of the week. One of the best games of the year, in my opinion. Last year, it was one of the best games of the year. Texas would have won if Quinn Ewers did not get hurt. Now they go to Alabama to go up against Jalen Milroe and Nick Saban. By the way, did you guys see Quinn Ewers' haircut? Looks a little better. He kind of looked. I don't know. He didn't look. I wasn't really a fan of the mullet on him. Looked a little weird, but he's got a buzz now. Just thought that was worth mentioning. Anyways, so um, Xavier Worthy looked very good. I'm very interested to see the matchup. Him and Kool-Aid McKinstry. That should be fun. Um, Quinn Ewers, 260 yards. Um, pretty good. Pretty good stats. I mean, he played against Rice, but 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. But they got to go into Alabama. I think both these teams, last week was kind of their warm up for this game. And if this game was in Texas, I think I would pick Texas. Um, Now, I was really on the fence about this game, and I wanted to see how Alabama's new quarterback performed. He looked good. Uh, he looked very good. And now I don't know. I find it hard taking Texas on the road at night against Alabama, especially because they had it at home last year, and they had it at home last year. They would have won. Alabama held on barely. They would have won if their starting quarterback didn't get hurt. So I don't expect. I mean, I never expect anyone to get hurt, but it's just different. It's on the road now. I do think now that the argument everyone's saying for Texas is Alabama's worse this year than they were last year. Texas is better this year than they were last year. That's kind of the big point for Texas. I don't know. It's so hard. All right. It's just so hard taking. I mean, Alabama has it at home. That's such a big factor. I'm telling you right now, if Texas had this game at home, uh, I would take Texas. It's just I don't know. I don't know if Saban. I can't see Saban losing this game. I think he's gonna come in way better prepared than he was last year. Sorry if you can hear my. I swear they. This. Okay. I swear my dogs literally never bark until I'm making something. But yeah, I just can't bet against Alabama. Uh, this game's back and forth. This is gonna be the game of the week, for sure. I got Alabama winning 31-27 though. Going over to our next team, number 9, we got Tennessee. They looked pretty good against Virginia. I'm gonna keep this one short. There's not much to talk about. They looked good against Virginia. Against Austin Peay, they should have no problems here. I got 66-3. Going over to our number 8 team, we got Washington. Now they look very, very impressive against Boise State. I thought this game was going to be a close game. Um, but no, Washington took care of business pretty handily. Michael Penix looked phenomenal. They got off to a slow start in the first quarter. They were down, I think, 9-0. But in that second quarter, Michael Penix just let it all out. He looked very, very good. 29 for 40, 450 yards, 5 touchdowns, and no interceptions. I mean, really the whole team for Washington looked good. The defense got it together. Kind of looked a little rough starting the game. They figured it out. Only let up 19 points, and Washington scored 56. Washington was very impressive. I moved them up 3 spots. I think I had them jumping over Texas and Tennessee. And yeah, I mean they just looked very good. I don't expect any problems against Tulsa. I've got kind of a similar score, 56-16. Number 7, we got Penn State moving up 1 spot. And again, I thought this game was going to be closer than it was. I thought West Virginia would kind of stick around a little longer than Penn State would like. I thought Penn State would pull away late, and I mean it's kind of what happened. But Penn State had control of this game for the majority of it. They end up winning by 23. And home against Delaware, they should have no problems here. Number 6, I've got USC staying at number 6. And I know their offense. I know it's probably one of the best, maybe even the best in college football. I mean, they've scored a combined 112 points in the last two games. But their defense is what worries me. Their defense has not looked uh, very good, and they've played against Nevada and San Jose State. So I don't know. I don't know how good they can be this year with the defense they have. If they had a better defense, they would be probably a a playoff team. I mean, they definitely could be a playoff team still with Caleb Williams, but I don't know. Their defense just it worries me. Against Stanford, I think they should win. I think it'll be a little closer, but they definitely should win. So I got 42-20. Number 5, I got my Ohio State Buckeyes. I had to drop them too. And the reason is we did not look good, if I'm being honest, against Indiana. We just didn't. I think there's some growing pains with Kyle McCord. I think he will get better as the year goes on. And Ohio State always starts out slow week 1, which is good. They played against Indiana, who's horrible. The defense looks very good. The offense did not, though. Against Youngstown State, I think the offense does a lot better. I'm predicting 47-3. This might be a little. It's just it's at home. It's against Youngstown State. It's Ohio State. Is 47 really too much to ask? I know we looked bad. I know Kyle McCord didn't look good, but it's Youngstown State. Like, I don't know. I think Ohio State looks a lot better this week. Call me biased. I mean, you can't call me biased. I moved them down too, even though they won by 20. Um, yeah, I don't know. The offense just wasn't there. Um, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It kind of looked like they weren't even trying. Like, I don't know if I'm just making stuff up to feel better, but I feel like I don't know. It looked like they were saving stuff for that week 4 game at Notre Dame. I don't know. It didn't look like the normal Ohio State offense. They ran the ball a lot more. I mean, they ran the ball 31 times, passed the ball 36 times. Devin Brown looked bad. So did McCord, but McCord looked better than Devin Brown. I mean, McCord had 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. I just don't know how you have the 2 best receivers in college football and they get Marvin Harrison and Ibuka get a combined 5 receptions. I mean, Julian Fleming had more receptions than both of those 2 combined. Cade Stover had the same as those 2 combined. Cade Stover looked good and Fleming looked good, but I don't know how you. I don't know. It looked like they were saving things. I don't know if that's just me making stuff up, but yeah. All right, that's enough of my talk about Ohio State. Number 4, we got Alabama moving up 1, and they looked good against Middle Tennessee. I was interested to see how their offense would look, and Milroe looks very good. So, 195, 194 passing yards, 48 rushing yards. He definitely has room to improve. He only threw the ball 18 times, so I mean, yeah, but he had 3 touchdowns, and he's very explosive. He can definitely make plays. Um, yeah, I think he's gonna be very good. If I'm being honest, so if I'm Alabama, I'd be excited, and we already talked about it. I think Alabama wins. It's just, I mean, it's at home. Nick Saban's gonna coach up something, uh, and I think they win very close game, very competitive game, very physical game. But I think Alabama wins. Uh, I'm interested to see how Milroe looks, because I mean, if he has a bad game, I mean, Texas is not gonna let them win this game. So both of these teams are gonna have to play their best game, um, if they want to win, because both of these teams are so good. I think Alabama just plays a little better, but I would not be surprised if Texas goes in there and wins this game. So, going over to our number 3 team, Florida State moving up 4 spots, and they looked very impressive against LSU. They looked they looked pretty good first half, only down 3, and then in the second half they just looked phenomenal. Like I mean they've looked maybe the most. I mean they probably are the most impressive team coming out of week 1. With a huge win against LSU. They just clobbered them in the second half. I mean, it was just not good. Um, yeah, so I've been moving up for upcoming game against Southern Miss should be no problem at all. I think they win big. Maybe even more than this. I don't know. Their starters probably play like maybe the first half. Georgia, I did not move at 2. They played Tennessee or UT Martin, so you know, 48-7. But I mean, they didn't look all that good, but I don't know. It's week 1. I have them beating Ball State pretty easily, and then number 1, I have them staying. And Michigan didn't look all too good against East Carolina either, but I didn't feel like they deserved to be punished. So UNLV, that should be an easy win. Um, I got 49-7. So I hope you guys enjoyed week 2. I hope you guys like the new format. Again, let me know if you have any ideas for it that would make it look better. Please, I'm all ears. I'm gonna try to make an MLB video. Probably not tomorrow, cause tomorrow I'm very busy. But maybe Sunday. My Discord is always linked in the description. My Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it is linked in the description. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And yeah, we'll probably be doing these every Friday. Unless there's like some game before and I have a reason to do it before. NFL should always be Wednesdays from now on. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys hopefully within the next couple of days for an MLB video.